My boyfriend pranked me in the worst possible way on my birthday. Should I leave him? This is OKOP, the home of the craziest stories on earth. I'm Sam, and John, what do you think?
I have some opinions, but today we are joined by one of the greatest creators in the game, living and breathing today, Jack from Redditor. Jack, how you doing?
Wow, I mean, that is some introduction, guys, I've got to say. Wow. I'm not sure if I'd agree with that, but it's a pleasure to be here. Thanks for inviting me on. I'm excited.
Off rip, do you think this person should leave the relationship?
With no context at all. That's the question you're asking me. I would say for now, I'll be lenient. I'll say stick around.
Well, let's discover. So I, 27 male, met my probably soon-to-be ex-boyfriend, Alex, with a K and not an X, 29 male, 2 years ago through a mutual friend of ours. Yeah, I already
off to a terrible start.
That's a terrible start.
I never expected he'd be interested in me because when I first met him, he had been with only women. He came out as bisexual to me and our friends not too long after that. And that same night, he hinted that he was into me. We got to know each other more and it eventually turned into the two of us dating. He's genuinely a sweet and awesome guy, quite introverted, but has a big heart and a real geek about things he likes. I thought he'd be the one I would be marrying and all that, but I'm thinking that that's not likely to happen anymore.
Hey, I thought the prank would be bad.
What's a prank ending or a relationship ending prank?
Something involving parents, I think, where it gets too out of hand. They try and make a joke or something. Yeah, or maybe something, familial, where the other partner just is not backing it at all and just says, what are you doing involving my parents in this? Something like that. I don't know.
I got your mom pregnant.
Yeah, perfect. That is exactly what I was thinking.
Last Monday was my birthday and I went home early from work so that Alex, with a K, and I can go out and enjoy ourselves. I told him earlier that day I would go home early. When I opened the door, I was greeted by him laying on the couch while a woman I didn't know was on top of him. They were fully clothed, by the way. I was basically paralyzed and couldn't react at all. He eventually saw me and had a surprised look on his face, but he also looked like he was trying to hold in a laugh.
Stop.
The woman also looked like she was about to laugh at well. I also started to hear chatter from the kitchen and in our bedroom. Alex then shouted, "You guys can come out." And all of our friends came out of the bedroom and kitchen holding gifts, party poppers, and a cake, I guess, with them shouting, "It's a prank, happy birthday," while turning party poppers on. And it snapped me back to reality because after they said that, I just quietly turned around and left. Opie went out the door.
Wow. That's just a total misread of the situation, surely. Because as you just mentioned, like we knew that he had female partners in the past. It's not as if, he's outright gay and this is clearly a prank.
It's based in reality.
Exactly.
It's based in reality.
Yeah.
Why would you ever like a good...
Oh, you thought I was cheating on you.
So
happy
weird.
birthday?
It's not like, hey, your mom died, we're going to her funeral. Surprise, she's alive. And it's your birthday.
I mean, here's the question. I wasn't going to say which is worse, but...
Yeah, which is worse? Would you rather think your girlfriend was cheating on you for like 30 minutes? Or would you rather think your mom was
I don't want my mom to die.
What a conundrum.
I'm going mom's funerals.
Yeah, I have to agree with that. Wow.
You joined on a crazy one today. I don't know what we're doing to you.
Is this what you normally talk about on this show? Wow.
It's like, wait, this is your show?
Goodness me, what an intro.
So, while driving, my phone started getting bombarded by text calls and messages from my boyfriend and our friends. When it got too distracting, I just turned off my phone and went to a hotel that's far enough from my place. By the time I got to my hotel room, I just started sobbing on the floor. I think I blacked out from crying because when I woke up, it was already sunny outside. I made sure to tell my team leader first that I'd be absent for a few days due to an emergency, and she was kind enough to accept my request. You probably noticed that something was off because I was sniffling and my voice sounded weak. Right now, I plan on telling my aunt who lives near my area about what happened and asking if I could live with her for a couple of days until I sort out my mind and know what I have to do next. I'm deeply heartbroken because I've told my boyfriend and my friends before how I felt about cheating. So this is a sore spot.
There we go. So he's just not listened.
And essentially ruined my family growing up and my young mind back then. My mom cheated on my dad and it broke our family, and I got cheated on by my first boyfriend. So there's like multiple instances, and this guy's like, let's just poke the trauma beehive.
That's what makes it funnier, man. The trauma's what makes it funnier. according to the boyfriend.
Yeah, right?
That is
so
true.
hilarious.
That is true. That's why I always throw fireworks into the veterans hospitals.
Wow, I found someone else that does that as well. Amazing.
Yeah.
Just kidding, by the way. I would never do that on record.
Sure.
But at the same time, I can't help but feel like I overreacted and that I should have just went with it all. I still don't plan on opening my phone, so I'm using my laptop right now to type this. I don't know how to face and respond to them all after what has happened. Maybe some time from them will help, I hope. And there is a big, fat, juicy update, but... what do you think? What do you think about what OP said? Leave the boyfriend? Should they just take time away from all their friends? Because not only, like, this is what is the tragedy, is it's not only a betrayal of the boyfriend, it's a betrayal of every single
That's what
friend.
makes it worse, right? It's all your friends that have all thought the same thing. Yeah, this is a really funny idea. We know the trauma that he's gone through in the past. Very, very odd behavior. Just very, very strange. I don't really see how that could ever be funny.
Conspiracy theory, putting on the tin hat. The boyfriend who did the prank was trying to kickstart a prank YouTube channel. Take the money from that prank YouTube channel and invest in the wedding, share it with the partner. Like, hey, we can create this business together that can fund all of these great things.
Milk your trauma for the earth.
Yeah. Exactly.
I mean, Jack, all of us here have read thousands of Reddit stories. We've seen kind of crazier.
We have. And I've seen people forgive people for crazier stuff.
And we're not even close to done because there is a juicy update. So, for context, I found out my mom was cheating on my dad at 14 years old. So I got home from school early and found the house empty. I went upstairs to go to my room, but as I got nearer to my parents' room, I heard these faint sounds, and it didn't help that the door to the room was slightly open. Curiosity got the best of me, and I decided to take a peek inside, and there she was. My own mom cheating on my dad with his coworker.
Oh.
I felt like I was going to be sick, like it was some sort of nightmare. I froze there for a few seconds and just watched.
Oh my God.
Before my dad's coworker noticed me and immediately alerted my mom that I was watching them. When my mom finally realized what happened, she started calling me out and tried to follow me. Like naked?
Oh, yeah. She had time to put clothes on yet? Or she's just, wow.
Cool it, mama.
Oh, man, this is traumatic. She started calling me out and tried to follow me, but I got to run to my room and locked it before she could catch me. She was knocking hard on the door, but all I could do was cry. The realization that the person I was calling, my mom, wasn't the person I thought she was, hit me like a ton of bricks because I used to adore my mom. She was always around while my dad was working full-time, which made me resent my dad because he was never around. I remember hiding in my bed sheets and eventually falling asleep. I was woken up by my dad knocking on my door and calling me to come out. I had to comply, of course. And when I opened my door, my father was standing in front of me with my mom behind him. Oh, man. He gave me a tight hug and asked me about the guys who bullied me while I was walking home from school. And I was confused when he mentioned that.
Mama's lying again.
But then I saw my mom looking mad at me and basically telling me through her face that I should go along with it, which is, as much as I hated it, I went along with it because I didn't want to hurt my dad. Since then, I've decided to fully ignore my mom unless it was for a chore or something important. And when I moved out at 18, I made sure to go no contact with her and only talk to her when my dad wanted me to. My mom and dad eventually divorced after I moved out. Turns out he always knew, but didn't want to do anything about it until I moved out because he didn't want me to live in a household riddled with arguments and stresses brought upon by divorcing couples.
That's terrible. I was literally about to ask. Does he know or does he know now?
He knew.
Wow.
He knew. It didn't really work, but I appreciate my dad for still looking out after me, even if he was hurting. Then, when I was 19, I got into my first ever relationship. Or we're just going through all of the trauma.
Yeah, this is a movie right here.
This is important, right? Surely her friends and surely the boyfriend knows this, right?
One would hope so.
I think maybe not. I think maybe the boyfriend doesn't know that.
Yeah, maybe not.
We had a pretty nice first start and we were each other's first. But when I found out he was cheating on me, things got really ugly. I know this is not an excuse, but I was young and didn't know how to handle that information when I got it. And knowing how much I hated cheating, I basically went crazy on him, and not in the sexual way.
Not in the fun way.
And turned to destroying his stuff, deleting all copies of his thesis, and even went as far as doing this insane Facebook rant where I exposed his cheating and posted pictures of him and the guy he was cheating on me with, and even mentioned his mom and dad in the post and outing him without his consent.
No, that's good. That's good.
Whoa.
That's good revenge. That's justified.
Jack is all about the revenge.
Dude, nuclear mode.
Yeah, I love it.
I deleted the post just 2 days after. Jack's like, no, get it framed and signed, baby.
Run it up.
But the damage has already been done, and my ex ended up moving away and living in another area because of my post. One Facebook post can change someone's life. Obviously, I am thoroughly embarrassed and ashamed of what I've done, and I still regret doing all of that. When my aunt found out about what I did, she gave me a pretty stern scolding and insisted that I get checked by a psychiatrist because what I did isn't normal and it's not. And I got diagnosed with severe depression, and the doctor also said I had unresolved trauma. I think we're no doctors, but
yeah, I could have told you that one.
Yeah, OP, but who can resolve seeing something like that?
Dude.
That's very hard to resolve, which confused my aunt. But after telling her what happened 6 years ago, she fully understood why, gave me a tight hug, and cried after I spilled everything to her. OP, we're not here with you, but...
Glad the aunt at least seems to now be a support system.
Thank
God he has some support by somebody in his
at least
life.
there's somebody out there. My goodness.
She felt bad because she wasn't able to do anything to help me before, and now is extremely mad at her sister, my mom, for doing all of that to me. Even since then, my aunt has helped me get therapy and meds that I needed and essentially turned into my mother figure. My ex and I don't talk much these days, but we've made amends and are on good terms now. That is crazy.
Wow.
To make amends after that.
Why?
Jack's like, trash that and burn it along with all of his shit.
Exactly.
Let's make another Facebook
Exactly.
post.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Now that all of this stuff from the past has been finally laid out, for those wondering why I did that, here's the actual update. Now we're getting into the actual update. That was just context. This is why we're actually here, ladies and gentlemen. After I submitted my original post, I packed my things that night and prepared to go to my aunt's house, which wasn't that far, but still a bit of a drive nonetheless. When I finally got there, she was incredibly welcoming, and I thanked her for allowing me to stay in the house even for just a while. She gave me a tight hug and told me I was always welcome and that she will be there to help me when I need her to. She eventually led me to the spare bedroom that they have in their house and helped me unpack my stuff. She's honestly such an incredible woman, and I love her so much. She's basically the mom I've always wanted. Once I was done unpacking, I was again confronted by the fact that I haven't opened my phone for quite some time now, right? Because last we left OP on last episode of OKOP, we left OP crying in his room, not looking at his phone because all of his friends betrayed him, and typing that Reddit post on the computer.
In a hotel room far away from everyone he knows.
Yes. I mean, honestly, move to an island. Dude.
Just
you gotta isolate.
Full send it.
I've avoided it for so long that I didn't think I could open it again, but I knew. The moment my phone booted up, the moment hundreds upon hundreds of texts, chats, and missed calls popped up on my screen. I'm just imagining just like a Gatling gun of barrage of messages.
Oh, the anxiety of like going through all of those and just wondering what's in it would be horrible.
I mean, how many unread text messages do you guys have?
See, I read mine.
Right,
I read. I don't.
How many
let
do you
them
have?
sit. I'm a reader.
You're at 0? Jack?
I mean, yeah. Normally, I go through them all. I don't like the having like 45
You're at
unread.
0? I'm at 578.
47.
Dang, you're a good person. Even if I was still hesitant, I decided to open up my chats and looked at our friend group's group chat first. The chats from the start were all very frantic in nature, with my friends asking about where I was or what happened. But after scrolling down a few more times, the chats turned into them apologizing that the prank happened at all and that it was not the plan. One of my friends even blamed the girl that was on top of Alex, my boyfriend, and thought she was untrustworthy. Finally, the chats ended up being them hoping they could contact me and wishing I was safe. I guess they knew I just read their chats because as soon as I was done back rating, my friends immediately knew I was online and asked how I was doing and where I was. They also started apologizing again for not being able to stop the prank from happening and that they didn't know that that was going to happen and they thought the original prank was going to be something else.
Yeah, sure. I don't know about
That's what I would say
I'm
too.
suspicious with Jack.
But what else would the prank have been apart from like what else? Like if you're a friend, what are you imagining the prank's going to be apart from what actually happened? What they're just like sitting on the sofa or something?
Well, it would just be a regular surprise. Yeah, just like a regular surprise.
They're like, surprise.
Yeah, surprise right here. Not like, you're cheating.
I just impregnated this girl. Oopsie, just kidding.
I mean, maybe. I don't know if I buy that. I think they knew.
I buy it. I buy it.
I'm kind of with Jack on this one.
At this point, I was thoroughly confused because they seemed happy enough to be there during that night, but I knew I had to apologize to them first for ghosting them and asking their side of the story first before speaking about what happened. So OP's going to sleuth mode.
Okay.
Detective work, Sherlock Holmes over here. Essentially, they were simply planning a surprise birthday party for me with Alex in a group chat that didn't include me. Then my boyfriend added a few more people into the chat saying that they were college friends of his and he wanted them to be a part of the surprise too, since they also wanted to meet and get to know me better. As a suggestion, one of my boyfriend's college friends pitched the idea of them pranking me. The plan was my boyfriend is going to be on the couch with a serial killer holding a bloody knife and fake my boyfriend while the killer was on top of him and while my boyfriend is bleeding everywhere. What?
That would be better, would it?
Not only is she him, she's killing him too. My boyfriend's college friends thought it would be funny to see my reaction. Although my friends were initially skeptical, they reassured them that it would be a harmless fun and that once my boyfriend and the friend who will be acting as the killer got their desired reaction on camera, they could just tell me that it was all a prank. And my friends and my boyfriend's other college friends would come out and surprise me with their gifts and stuff. My friends eventually agreed, so as long as they don't drag out the prank and immediately reveal everything once they captured my reaction on camera. Do we buy it?
So they were originally going to do a murder prank and film it.
Yes.
Jack, what do you think?
I don't know how long they've been together. I've forgotten if OP mentioned it earlier, but surely he knew a little bit about the trauma. If not, you're just a terrible boyfriend anyway, if you knew all about this. I don't know. I don't buy that many people, that many friends being involved in something. And then all of a sudden, and they're just like, oh, we didn't expect this. It just changed, as you said, in like those 30 seconds.
Well, let's see where it goes. The day of my birthday comes, and eventually they've planned everything, and it seems to be going smoothly with them waiting for me. My boyfriend's college friends ushered everyone to hide while they set up the prank. And when it was done, they would hide too. When they finally heard my boyfriend say they can come out, they thought the prank was a success because I looked absolutely mortified, but they knew something was up even after the prank was revealed. I was still looking shocked and almost teary-eyed until I finally turned around and left. They were understandably shook and confused, thinking the serial killer prank was too much, but knowing me, I wouldn't have minded at all because I love scary movies and am an avid horror enjoyer. That was when they realized that my boyfriend's female college friend was on top of my boyfriend, not wearing any serial killer costume and not holding any fake bloody knife. They then saw my boyfriend pushing his female college friend away from him and chasing after me. Some of them also tried to follow me, while some were asking what happened to the original plan. Even my boyfriend's other college friends were wondering why their female friend wasn't in costume, but she was just silent. After a few minutes, my boyfriend came back to our apartment looking distraught and crying. He then tells everyone that they should all go and proceeds to go to our bedroom. They wanted to ask him what happened, but he shut the door before they could. His female college friend then followed him inside, which really weirded them out. But after a while, they hear my boyfriend shouting at her, telling her to f off. Then she goes out the door on the verge of tears and leaves the apartment. They said everything happened so fast they didn't know how to process it all, and as it all happened. Not too long after that, though, they realized that I was missing and started calling and texting me, but I didn't respond to any of them. Eventually, I was unreachable. I turned off my phone and decided they should just go home and wait for me to respond. My boyfriend's college friends apologized profusely to what has happened and didn't mean for any of this to happen, but they basically just ignored them. Then they followed their retelling of their side with videos that they've recorded proving their accounts. So all of OP's friends are like, here's a video, here's what actually happened.
Because they were planning on recording it.
Yep.
Oh.
Along with an apology and wishing that I was doing well. After my friends told me what happened on their point of view, I felt really terrible and apologized again for ghosting them and telling them that everything that happened was none of their fault. I told them that I would make it up to them soon, but they reassured me that they accept my apology and are just happy that I'm alive and well. They also pitched to have a late birthday celebration with me this weekend, and my boyfriend and his friends aren't included this time. I, of course, happily agreed and thanked them for being such great friends, and that I couldn't thank them enough for being such an awesome bunch of people. And there is some major tea coming up. Now that we have this information and the videos, do we forgive the friends?
No, I still don't buy it. I don't understand. Maybe I'm too cynical. How is this possible, right? So all the friends apparently are hidden away, waiting. They don't see the girl in costume at all. They don't see any fake blood, right? So what? They're just hidden away while she's supposed to be getting ready and changed and stuff.
Yeah,
how long that would take? I don't know.
You do need a long time to put blood on and
get your costume on and stuff.
Yeah.
So they were like, they should have been like, wait, why weren't you like getting ready?
Yeah, exactly.
And also, I want to know what's in the videos as well, because like, what if they're just videoing themselves behind a door? It doesn't prove that they didn't know what was going to happen or what was happening. I don't know.
Jack is a forensic detective right here. It's like, I want receipts. I want the video.
Listen, this is why we had to bring him on the show.
Well, let's get into this major tea. So the morning of the next day, my aunt knocks on my door and wakes me up, telling me that I have a visitor downstairs. She looked a bit mad, so I can already tell who it was. It was my boyfriend, Alex with a K, carrying this beautiful bouquet of flowers and my favorite chocolates with him. Even if he looked amazing, his face was the complete opposite because he looked like he was crying for days. I asked him how he found out about where I was and told me that once I turned on my phone again, an app on my phone that we both have notified him of my whereabouts. It's basically an app that allows you and your trusted friends to share your locations in real time as long as you have an internet connection and your location is on. It's like Find My Friends. I was a bit frustrated that he actually came here to my aunt's house, but nevertheless, he was already there, so might as well hear him out on what he had to say. He basically reiterated what my friends told me, but he added in some more details that my friends didn't know about. Apparently, his old college friends reconnected with him after he lost touch with them after they graduated. They found his Facebook account and through some searching and wanted to ask him about his life after all of these years. They were especially happy when he told them that he currently has a boyfriend because they secretly knew he was bisexual, but didn't want to make assumptions or make him feel weird about it. Alex eventually tells them about me, and he mentions that him and our friends are planning a secret surprise birthday for me, and they immediately wanted to be a part of it. After they were added to the group chat, they started suggesting ideas on how to make the surprise much more fun until their female friend, we'll call her Anna, suggested they do a prank to surprise me. Alex's college friends were immediately on board because they saw TikToks of it and they thought it was really funny. But my friends were obviously skeptical. Eventually, they agreed what the prank is going to be and that the prank wouldn't take too long. Anna volunteered to be the serial killer, quote unquote, since it was her idea, and they all went and did their parts of the surprise so that everything would be ready when my birthday comes. The day of the surprise party comes and everyone prepares for my arrival. When Anna and Alex went into their assigned positions for the prank, he wondered why she still wasn't in her costume and why her props were missing. But all she could do was reply that she forgot. I don't know. Where is it?
Forgot.
Alex offers to find the costume and props, but Anna insists that there's no more time and that I was going to arrive soon. Alex at this point was extremely uncomfortable and wanted to get out of their position, but before he could do it, I've already opened the door and saw them. He admits that he effed up by laughing a bit at my reaction because it was exactly the reaction he thought I was going to make, but immediately realized what it looked like and called everyone to come out to save himself from the embarrassment and give context to what I was seeing. When he realized that that didn't work, he forcefully pushed Anna away to change after me, but he wasn't able to keep up once I got into the car because OP's fastest. It then sunk in to him that he effed up big time and that when I drove away, that's when he remembered my trauma about cheating, which made him cry while returning to our apartment. He tells everyone to leave and retreats to our bedroom, not really knowing what to do. To his shock, Anna comes inside our room unannounced and starts comforting Alex. He repeatedly tells her to leave and that he'll be fine. But what really sets him off was Anna asking him, "So, does this mean you're single now?"
Yeah.
Whoa.
Anna was trying to get in on it. That's when he realized she did everything on purpose. Alex then shouts at her and angrily asks her to leave, which she then complies to after looking like she just embarrassed herself. Alex is in tears at this point, and he tells me that he wishes he just didn't agree with the prank. He's cut off contact with his college friends for now and is incredibly sorry about what happened. He then starts hugging me really tightly and says that he loves me so much and that he's scared of losing me. His words alone also made me cry because even after everything, I still love him deeply, and I do believe everything he said. After a minute or two of us hugging and crying, he lets go of me and tells me that we should be back together at our apartment, but that if I still need time and space, he'll gladly give it to me. I gave him a kiss and respond to him with me asking him to help me pack my stuff. I gave my aunt the warmest of hugs and told her how much I appreciated her for helping me. She was happy things got resolved, but also jokingly threatened my boyfriend that if he did something stupid or hurtful to me again, she will personally whisk me away to safety and away from him. My boyfriend laughed, but I think he was just hiding his nervousness. Now I'm back in our apartment, and Alex even offered to throw away the couch that was used for the prank, but I declined since it's a pretty nice couch, and everything that has happened was something no one wanted, aside from Anna probably. I've already made amends with my boyfriend, and we've forgiven each other, and my friends are happy that things worked out in the end. Alex is probably now invited to the weekend party, but I've yet to ask them, haha. Don't worry. I'm also going to get in touch with my therapist soon and book new appointments with her per the suggestion of my aunt. This has all taken a toll on me, but I'm glad to have the support of my boyfriend, my friends, and everyone who has read my posts and shared their support with me. And I also realize that this update is probably not what most of you wanted. And as much as I was close to just giving it all up, I never had a reason to in the end, and I'm glad I got to hear their sides out before making any huge decisions that I might regret later. And I do trust my boyfriend and my friends since they all sounded sincere and they did have proof to back it up. I think this is going to be my last update since everything seems to have been resolved, but I'll try to make an update if something else happens. And you guys thought everything was resolved. But there's a new update and it gets dark.
Wow.
Are there any red flags that you have seen in this story?
You see, like, I'm back on board now with Alex with a K. I feel like that was a very good response. I was happy with that update. I felt like it was all pretty legitimate and everything made sense. Like, so I'm disappointed to hear there's an update and then there's more tea to come because clearly, something's amiss once again. But I'm back on board with Alex. I don't know what's going to happen next.
There's more to pour.
And I'm going to pour it right directly into your mouths.
Oh boy.
I am ready. This is some story, by the way. I've got to say, this is a marathon. It's unbelievable.
This is definitely my last update about this mess because quite frankly, I am tired of all of it.
Can imagine.
Yeah, I'm not tired. I'm sorry that your pain is our enjoyment.
It's always the way.
Speak for yourself.
I don't know. You're laughing a lot, John.
Well,
seems like you're having a pretty good time.
Laughter is the best medicine for pain. So
OP, I guess if you're watching this, you are healed. A few days after my previous update, Alex, my now ex-boyfriend, came up to me while sobbing and confessed he hasn't told me the complete truth.
I was suspicious.
About Anna. Apparently, him and Anna were a couple back then. She was his first girlfriend, and he did a lot of his firsts with her. First kiss, first date, first blub, first over the pants blub, first bukkake.
Oh wow!
No, I'm kidding. Just
That's very naughty.
Shouldn't be doing that. Everything else I'm on board with. That come on, let's be sensible.
The icing on the cake. Once they
quite literally. Oh my gosh.
What? John, you know what a is, right?
Is that where you take a dookie on somebody? I forgot.
Oh my! Did you ever have Urban Dictionary? Once they graduated, Anna broke things off with him because she couldn't handle a long distance relationship and didn't want to be tied down yet. But maybe save that for later. Anna breaking up with him caused him to go into a spiral and develop severe depression along with self-harming tendencies, something he still goes to therapy for. It took a lot of work for him to get out of that hole and be a functioning human adult again, but things apparently didn't completely change for the better for him until he met me. As I quote, I was the light at the end of the tunnel that he desperately wanted to get out. But I guess ghosts from the past have their way of coming back to haunt you. A few weeks before my birthday, Alex's college friends found his Facebook and contacted him to reconnect. Things went well for them until he was added into their group chat that had Anna in it as well. As what he said, it definitely reignited some old feelings that he had, and it also didn't help like Anna was acting like nothing bad had happened between the two of them. They agreed to meet up and catch up, and one thing led to another until that one thing ended up being them having every day up until my birthday surprise.
Oh my God.
Every day.
Every day?
Every day, bro.
I didn't expect that level of frequency.
It only really hit him how much he effed up and realized that he was doing something incredibly when he saw my devastated face after seeing Anna on top of him for a prank that they supposedly planned for me. Oh, it only hits you then? It only hits you then? Oh, I realize I effed up. But the 20 times that we were hooking up before, that was completely kosher.
It's all good. Hey, I didn't see his face react to it. How would I know that he would have a negative reaction?
Exactly. You don't know until you try. You don't know until you try. According to him, he was trying to bring back those strong feelings and emotions that he once felt back when he was with Anna. But seeing me look ruined and distraught made him realize that what he had with me was incomparable to what him and Anna had. So I guess that's what led him to confess and be all remorseful. Because, babe, I didn't realize how much I loved you until I cheated. So really, we should thank her.
This is just wow is all I can say. I just didn't expect that.
Of course, I had to hear him apologize and cry in front of me. And I did cry too, but I couldn't bear being around him anymore after hearing all of that. I then calmly told him that I don't want to be here with him anymore and that I'd be leaving the apartment and sort things out once we're both in clearer states of mind. He didn't like that one bit and started sobbing like crazy and even went as far as hugging me incredibly tightly just so I wouldn't go. It was a struggle, but I eventually got out of his clutches by pushing him hard enough away. I ran as fast as I could, ironic, to get to the car and immediately headed to my aunt's house. When I got there, I just sobbed in my aunt's arms and felt incredibly weak. She probably understood why I was crying so much without asking me why, so she started consoling me until I was too tired to cry. Yesterday, I got a call from a friend of Alex that he's in the hospital after being found unresponsive because of self-harm. Okay, wait, I'm going to pause right here. Jack, do you go to the hospital?
That's like a 50-50, honestly. I don't know.
Coin flip?
Probably not, but then sometimes you just think, okay, this guy's in such a bad place. I'm just going to go one time.
Yeah, if I can be the thing that saves a life. Like maybe.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Wow.
I didn't want to go because I'm obviously still hurt about everything, but Alex doesn't have any family anywhere near him, and I'm the only one who knows about his medical history and details, and technically his closest family. So I had to. When I got there, his arms were full of bandages and his face looked all puffy and red. Right now, I'm outside his hospital room waiting for his doctors to give me an update or tell me anything or something that I should do. He also hasn't woken up yet, so I'm bracing myself for when he does. Truthfully, I do still love him very much, but what he did just made it clear for me that we're just not meant to be together. I don't know what I'll do moving forward after all of this, but I'll just let the universe take the wheel for me at this point. I just wish things didn't end up this way. And as for me, I'm doing mostly all right. I didn't want to stay in the hospital for long, so once I got to give the doctors the necessary info and stuff, I left immediately. My aunt then helped me get all of my stuff from our apartment and also called our landlord about our shared lease. Our apartment was full of liquor bottles and it was just an overall mess, so it took a while for us to get my stuff. And I also did some cleanup before I left. It was sort of like my final goodbye to them. Even if my relationship basically ended there, I also had a ton of fun, happy memories there, and I'll definitely miss it. Right now, I'm living with my aunt for the meantime while I look for a new apartment. My friends still don't know what happened, and I think I'll tell them soon, but definitely not now. I just want to rest and sleep and hopefully wake up to a better day. Once again, thank you all.
Whoa.
I mean, this feels like a impossible scenario. It's like without having gone through something like that.
I mean, definitely don't get back with Alex. I mean, that's
please do not do that.
But I'm like serious about that because like the emotional connection is obviously strong. Alex is obviously, hurting a lot, and you might be emotionally inclined to be like, oh, I have to be there for my ex. But like I that's not something I think would be good for either Alex or OP.
Yeah. It's just one of those things that's just like impossible to imagine not having gone through it. Just an insane scenario to have to navigate.
Like where's the time for Opie to take care of himself?
100%.
That's, I mean, I guess this is probably a form of therapy, writing all of this out.
Yeah. I know Opie deserves all of the self-care and pouring back into his own cup.
I know.
In the world, in the universe, space-time continuum.
Yeah, I don't know how he has any stuff in his cup to go over and help Alex, but
100%.
He does, because like, OP's a good person.
He did. So, I mean, truly shout out to OP.
Shout out to OP.
What a man.
Not many people could go through what you went through and come out on the other side okay.
Truly. I think that's what I'm feeling as a conclusion, is like OP really like stood up, did the right thing.
But John, do you have a story for me?
You know what? We do. My roommate scolded me about the dishwasher, so I destroyed her room. Did I go too far? We have a question today, gentlemen. Did OP, with no context, go too far in destroying the room of the roommate?
I think it went a little bit too far. You know, I don't think destroying someone's room is ever justified, but Jack may disagree with me.
I strongly disagree. I think it could have been something unbelievably serious.
Burn it down.
Exactly. I hope the room was completely destroyed.
What would have to happen for you to destroy someone's room?
Oh, you know, if they murdered my entire family, I think that would be fair enough, don't you?
There's only one way to find out. And this one is actually posted in r/okopshow. So shout out to you, OP, for submitting. And if you want to submit your story, you can go to r/okopshow or call 440-508-6567 and share your stories. We love reading your stories.
We love listening to them too. You guys got some crazy in there.
That is very true. And this one comes from Westwood. Ritzy Chan says, when I, 33 female, was 18, I moved from my hometown to attend a university that was about an hour and a half away. One of my high school buddies, Adrian, there we go. Adrian, it's spelled really weird, okay? Adrian was going to be my roommate along with 4 mystery girls. It was a small dorm with 3 bedrooms, a tiny kitchen/living area, and a very tiny bathroom, with the only storage being behind the mirror and 2 cabinets under the sink. All 6 girls were freshmen and 18, living out of their homes for the very first time.
Oh, that sounds like a war zone.
A recipe for a great living situation.
I've shared a bathroom with a girl before, and it is rough.
I like how you didn't pick on like, 18-year-old kids or like being fresh out of the house. It's like, no, I've shared my room with a woman.
But dude, it's so many products and hair.
It is
everywhere.
It is a lot of products.
Is it not?
It is.
It's crazy. Let me take that back. Sharing a bathroom with someone with long hair would be a nightmare.
Wow. Are you
it's the long hair
trying to tell me something?
Have so many products.
So many products.
There's so many products to make it silky smooth and beautiful, like a lion's mane.
Wow.
Glowing in the wind.
I see what you're trying to do, but there's no back. Me and my long-haired comrades are not going to take this one sitting down. Things seem to be getting on great until the temperature started to drop. My state can get pretty cold in the winter, single digits at night. Fahrenheit, by the way. Though this is in my home state, I was very cold and set the thermostat to 74 degrees Fahrenheit. My roommate was from Arizona. Her name was Chloe, and she was pissed. She was hot and set the thermostat to 65 degrees Fahrenheit, which, super quick question to both of you. Riley, if we could get a conversion to Celsius for Jack, but is 74 degrees in cold weather too hot?
No way.
It's really hot, right? Or it's not really hot.
It's not really hot. If it's like 0 degrees outside, I'm throwing that to 90 until I feel too warm. 23
degrees Celsius, Jack.
That's
so
warm.
If it's super cold outside, I'm with you, because in super cold temperatures, 70 degrees Fahrenheit feels like 90.
What?
That's always been my experience.
70
that'd be
like
way too hot for me. I wouldn't do 23, 75.
It literally like you'll set
it's
it
70. I guess I've never really had. Okay, I don't
If
really.
it's
I don't know.
really cold.
I don't know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So I've never had air conditioning.
Hey, you know what? In the comments, let's settle this debate. You tell us if it's too hot or not. I tried to compromise with her, smart idea, but ultimately did not feel the conflict was worth it. So I bought an electric blanket. Chloe was often unkind to Adrian. She would berate her for her style, for taking up space and time in the bathroom, despite the fact that Chloe had taken over an entire cabinet and a half of the mirror storage for various feminine hygiene and makeup supplies.
Told you, there's so much stuff. There's so much stuff. You know what I have? I have a toothbrush and toothpaste.
So women should just only brush their teeth. That's what you're saying. You can't win, baby.
I'm just saying there's a lot of stuff.
I got him.
Am I off base for saying there's a lot of stuff?
I'm just washing.
It's not the truth.
I'm just washing you in the spin cycle right now.
Dude, I'm gonna get wrecked. I'm gonna get canceled
once
right.
Again. Surely there's too much stuff. Surely.
And was berating Adrian for not loading the dishwasher correctly. I stuck up for Adrian, and Chloe lost it. She called a roommate meeting where she gave us a tutorial on how to properly load the dishwasher. She demanded that none of us touch the thermostat and said that we were not to touch her food or bathroom supplies. I was annoyed by the daily yelling, so I decided to strike back. And we are about to get into a major T alert, juicy update. But fellas,
decided to strike back.
Would you take revenge?
For what?
No. For getting educated on a dishwasher? Bro, people pay for those classes.
Jack, would you seek ruthless nuclear petty revenge?
I don't think this kind of warrants. I don't know. It depends how much the room's going to be destroyed. But off the bat, I would say this doesn't sound that bad. This sounds like just a conversation you can have. No, yeah. I don't know.
They didn't kill his entire family, so he's not hurting the room yet.
You gotta remember, that's where I'm coming from here.
Jack's very, very open to working things
that's
out.
My level. That is my bar.
Gents, there's only one way to find out what happened.
Spill that tea, Johnny boy.
I'm gonna spill it. When all the roommates were gone, I went into Chloe's room and moved around a few of her things. I rearranged her pack of gum so the missing pieces she had already eaten were spread throughout the pack at random instead of her methodical left to right plucking. Wow.
That is nuclear.
I went to her bathroom cabinet and mixed all the maxi pads with the tampons so there was no organizational reason. Finally, as the dastardly cherry on the cake, I opened the bathroom mirror to reveal Chloe's mouthwash, which was labeled Chloe's mouthwash, do not use, with little tick marks on the side to mark the mouthwash level from her last use.
What? That is so weird.
Psycho.
What is wrong with this
That's
person?
crazy. I poured about a tablespoon worth in the sink, just enough that it was noticeably below the last tick mark. Wow.
Didn't even drink any herself, just poured some away.
Right.
The thing is, all of these seem like minor things, but to someone that puts tick marks on their mouthwash, this is probably nuclear.
Yeah, and ultimately not like it's not like that harmful.
Yeah,
It makes the person go crazy while not doing something massively harmful that you can't come back from, right? I placed the mouthwash back in the mirror. My final touch was to write, "Hi, Chloe," with red Sharpie on one of my pads, and I stuck it to the wall in front of the toilet.
Damn. Do people really just stick pads on things like that?
I mean, I guess you can. I've never really thought about it, but
I have this like vague memory in college of someone not having tape. So it's like, oh, I'll just use my tampon. Or not my tampon, my pad.
It does the job, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It has adhesive. When Chloe came home, she lost her mind.
That's awesome.
She called another roommate meeting in which she showed us everything that happened and how she knew that we were messing with her stuff. Which also, real quick, I feel like if OP had just not left the pad with "Hi Chloe" on it, they could have very reasonably been like, what are you talking about? You probably just forgot to mark the tick in a rush or whatever.
Which probably would have made her go even more crazy.
Yeah, I feel like not knowing whether you're being crazy or not makes you crazier than knowing that someone's with you.
But then clearly she wanted her to know it was her.
Fair enough.
How the Joker leaves like his calling card.
My calling card
is a tampon, or no, I keep saying tampon. A pad stuck to the mirror.
Hey, victim! Exclamation mark, all red. She showed her gum, the tick marks on her mouthwash, and her pads. She showed her evidence triumphantly like a detective who solved a crime. Well, she knew a crime had been committed, but not who had done it. She yelled. She shoved the evidence in our faces. I remained silent, hoping my delight was not showing on my face. I decided to live with other friends in a nicer apartment for the remaining 3 years of my degree. Chloe is still my friend on social media. I wonder if she ever figured out it was me who messed with her crap. So, am I the a-hole?
I have thoughts, but I want to hear from Jack first.
Yeah.
I to be honest, I kind of feel this is not answering the question at all, but I kind of see myself doing something as petty and weird as this. So whether that makes OP the a-hole or not, I don't know. It probably is kind of a jerk move, but I just love it. I love it so much that I just couldn't call OP the a-hole here. It's too clever, and it's annoyed her to that extent.
It doesn't feel like I wouldn't use the word asshole-ish.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't say, oh, that person asshole. It more feels like the work of a mischievous elf.
Yeah, which I love.
Like if I was to characterize, I love mischievous. I mean, we're almost Christmas.
Yeah, that is very on theme.
Yeah. You got your elf on the shelf. You got your tampon on the window.
Exactly.
I keep saying tampon.
No respect for feminine hygiene.
No, Jesus. I have tampons in one of my drawers because I'm a feminist.
Oh wow, dude! Look at this, Sam the feminist over here. But I feel like because there was no major harm done, I feel like you could try to pitch the case of OP being the a-hole here, but like everything she didn't actually cause a lot of harm besides frustration from Chloe, and I'm going to.
She will never get that mouthwash back.
No, that tick mark, that 2 cents worth of mouthwash is gone for eternity.
But for someone that gets so annoyed by that, the mental anguish of that, you gotta remember, like as you said earlier, for someone that's willing to put those marks on mouthwash, that's gonna play on her mind for a long time.
What if she probably has OCD?
Oh, she has to have at least
with someone with a disability.
Oh,
I'll be honest, I did not even think about that.
Dang.
I did not even think about that.
Wow, John.
But
wow.
John is an ableist, confirmed. That is terrible.
Fighting fire. Wow, fighting fire with fire today on this episode, ladies and gentlemen.
Ableist TikToker makes fun of men and women with OCD.
But I think from picking up on the descriptions and the way that like OP was describing how Chloe was kind of like berating her, I feel like Chloe was the like classic textbook annoying roommate that's like constantly coming at you for like little things. It's one thing to, I think, like Jack was saying, like, oh, like you could sit down, have a conversation like, oh, hey, this is how to do a dishwasher. It's another thing to like sit down and force people through a lecture. And like, there's a way of going about it. And it feels like Chloe was doing it in the annoying, berating way. Here's the question. Do we have a unanimous OP is not the a-hole?
I'm going to say not the a-hole.
Yeah, me too.
Mischievous elf,
but not the a-hole.
M-E, but not the a-hole.
M-E, but not the a-hole. We got to make that an acronym here.
Mischievous elf.
Goodness gracious. Well, ending on a unanimous, not the a-hole. Jack from Redditor, thank you so much for joining us here today. Where can the people find you and binge your incredible content?
Well, thanks for having me, guys. Really enjoyed it. Yeah, it's good fun. Good couple of stories there. Thoroughly enjoyed them. Yeah, if you wanna find me, just type in Redditor on any podcast platform or on YouTube. Yeah, we're gonna do another episode with the guys over on my channel. So if you want to check that out, that'll be linked down below. And yeah, cheers, guys.
Of course, cheers to you. If you love us, subscribe to us and Redditor.
We love you, and we'll see you tomorrow.